In either case, you're in the right spot. This is a technique that I've really appreciated for myself. It's one that I use to make decisions because, let's face it, sometimes we've got big stuff going on up here. And oftentimes it's just swirling and swarming, and when it's like this wraps up the back of your head and like gets in your jaw and your chest, and you're like, oh my God, like I just feel saddled with the burden of this decision, and is it going to be the right decision? And what if this happens, or what if that happens? And the truth is, that's not something we need to concern ourselves with. What we do need to concern ourselves with is, does it align with our values, and does it feel good in our body? Because your body is magical, and it will tell you. So my recommendation here is to get into a place where you can take a few minutes to yourself. It doesn't have to be any kind of Zen spot, but hey, if it is, good for you, that's great. And what we're dealing with here is like this fear versus intuition. Like, just to back up a little bit, am I feeling fear? Is this like the anxiety and the fear? Is this something I need to work through? Is this a big red flag telling me, no, go back, run, Forrest? Or is it my intuition, and should I be listening to this? I'm pretty sure, let me just ask you, has there been a time that you feel like there was something that was fear and it was a red flag, and you're like, nah, that's just my intuition and I need to push past it, and turned out later down the road like, yeah, in hindsight, that really was something I should have paid attention to, but I disregarded it for whatever reason? And maybe on the other hand, there's that intuition where you're like, that was trying to tell me something and I disregarded that. Like, damn, I should have listened to myself, right? Like, have you been there? I've been there too, yeah. And that's okay. All of those things are in the past. Forward focused and forward moving is what really will serve us to move forward, essentially. So fear versus intuition, okay? So getting to a place where you're kind of centered, and we can go into, I'll do another video on being centered and grounded, but essentially you're gonna take a few deep breaths into your nose, out through your mouth, kind of just get a little bit quiet. Let your body get quiet. If you're all amped up or whatever, that's no time to be making any decisions, really, whether it's from here or from here. And ultimately, when you make decisions from this space in your body, those are going to be the ones that tell you. This mind-body connection, I want to just connect some dots for you. When somebody says or does something and you get the chills, like your hair stands up, okay? Or you get a lump in your throat, or a heavy feeling like, oh, like that does not feel good in your stomach, or you feel really heavy, or you're holding your breath, or you feel really light, or you're like, yeah, like that lights me up, that feels really good. These are all signals from the body that say, I'm speaking with you, listen to this. And so it's our job to be still enough and in touch, be connected enough to interpret those signals. So for this, take your situation, whatever it is that is on the table for you. If it's a new job, if it's moving somewhere, if it's working with a team of people, a new project, maybe it has to do with parenting, and maybe a situation you've got going with one of your children or a family member or a spouse. Whatever the situation is, okay, take that and imagine what it's like to say yes to that. Like, say yes to that job opportunity, or yes to that move, or to step into that new environment, or just put yourself in that situation as if, yes, it is happening. And in the split second after that, pay attention to what's going on. Are you feeling expansion? Are you feeling warm and light and like, yeah, that feels good? Is there excitement? Does it feel fun and playful? Any of those types of things, like maybe an indication that, Yeah, and you may even feel yourself, your body like literally lean into that decision. Okay. Now on the other side of that, does that feel like it's contracting? Does it feel tight, tense, heavy, frustrating? Does your body freeze up? Do you quit breathing? Do you look like this in your throat or this in your face? Is there any clenching in the jaw? Does it feel like despair or like you're kind of walking through the mud, or stop? Do you get that like stop feeling? You could also get that actual movement in the body where you're kind of backing up away from something. Okay, these are really important signals in our body to pay attention to. So that'll be something fun for you to play with. You can put anything into that situation and figure that out with that mind-body connection. So play with that. Have fun with it. Try it out. And good luck. Let me know how this goes. I'm really curious to see what some of your, or to understand and know what some of your experiences are with this. I use this in my life, and it's really, really effective way.